Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Trump Circus. A while back ago, when all these incidents happened in Wisconsin with the shooter, I had done a video on Tucker Carlson, "You are wrong and a slime ball," something to that effect. And this morning, I see I have a comment on YouTube. I go through and I do my Facebook stuff and everything else, figuring the comment on YouTube is either a compliment on how I was right on something, which is here nor there because the only thing I did was point out the facts. And if the facts make me right, then I'm right. Okay? Plain and simple. Or it was a comment on how I was wrong on something because Tucker Carlson is one of Trump's little minion gods. Or it's a comment on some kind of a bigoted and racist matter. Well, ding, 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 ding. It was the third option. Go figure! Coming from a Trump supporter. And these idiots out there constantly saying they are not bigots. This is the person's comeback on my video about Tucker Carlson. Now, I'll read it to you. It says, Kyle Rittenhouse is a real American hero. Really? He cleansed the streets of piles of feces. Excuse me? The only piles of feces I can recognize here is the guy who wrote this comment. Ugh. Too bad he only managed to permanently remove 2 piles of feces instead of 3. Well, like I said, the only pile of feces I see is the person who wrote that comment. He is a big pile of feces. And to be clear, that is where you end up at when you tap on his name to get to his profile. So, he's too much of a coward to even show a full profile when he makes nasty comments like that. And let me just be fully clear on what this person is saying, who probably think himself a true Christian. Long far from it. When that man dies, he's going to be going to visit Trump in hell. Because that's where people like him go. Now, this man thinks that he's got the right to come on my page and spew bigoted, racist bullcrap and to condone the murder of innocent people and the wounding of innocent people and not think I'm gonna give a pushback. Sorry, you little riptard. I'm giving a pushback. Not only did I give you a pushback in my comment alone, but I also gave you a pushback by reporting yours for hate speech. You don't like it? Then don't be coming on to my videos and spreading that bigoted hate. And you Trump Luddites out there who don't like us calling you bigots, take a look at what you're working with. People who bring that kind of crap out onto other people's page, saying that people belong to be dead for no reason at all other than to stop a shooter who killed an innocent human being. You guys are low. You guys are nasty. And then you wonder why out of at least the last 2 years, the Democrats have been getting nasty back at you. We are sick and fracking tired of your nastiness. The comments like that and other comments that disparage and stomp on other people who do not support Trump. And it's not just the Democrats. There are Republicans out there that want absolutely nothing to do with Trump because they see what a low-life bigot he is, just like you are. And don't you ever claim you're not. Because when you clearly condone the things Trump does and the things that Trump says that are clearly racist and bigoted, you are saying to the public that, hey, yeah, I accept this. This is the way I feel too. And that, my dear, makes you a bigot. And it makes you a nasty little racist. Now, whether or not all of you are willing to call people of color feces and condone the murder of them, I don't know. But you're just one step away from it. So you want to be seen as something other than a bigot and a racist. Then disconnect yourself from the other bigots and the racists. You want to be seen as something other than a greedy little bastard that don't give a crap what happens to this country. Then disconnect yourself from the other greedy little bastards. You want to be seen as honest? Then start doing some fucking fact-checking. Instead of walking blindly through everything Trump says and accepting it. You brought the image of yourself through our eyes onto yourself. We didn't start accusing you of this crap until you started showing who you was by accepting who Trump was and what he was doing. You know what? Let me put it to you this way. I wouldn't give a shit if Trump took me out of my little hovel and turned me into a rich, wealthy little bitch sitting in some mansion somewhere and gave me everything I wanted. I would reject it simply on the basis of his own bigotry and the harm he is doing to our nation. Because you know what? I am a true patriot. My health, my well-being, my physical life means nothing if the rest of my nation is sick due to the leader who perpetrates these kind of crap onto our nation. I am a worthless citizen if I do not protect my fellow citizens for my own self-gain. Now you want to be seen as something other than a bigot, other than greedy, other than an idiot. Then start showing that you are other than that. Because nothing in this fucking nation matters if we can't take care of our people. Because yeah, for a short while things would be great, but then it's gonna fucking crash. Take a look at 2 different recessions. Hell, if I was a working person right now instead of disabled, and the nation said, hey, We are going to tax every single solitary citizen of the United States, especially and including the rich, like they did once before, 75% of their income. But in turn, you can go out, now even 90% of their income. But in turn, you will have a decent home or apartment or condo, whatever, free of charge. You will never have to pay electricity or bills. You will have all the TV you want. You will be able to go into any grocery store and buy any food and pick up any food item, not alcohol, unless it's prescribed by a medical doctor, and not fun little extras. Any food that you need. Hey, go ahead. Tax the hell out of me. I'd still have 10% to 25% of my income to use on anything else I want. And if they made sure every citizen who was capable had a car, they had everything they needed to live. Not everything they wanted, everything they needed. Form of transportation, a whole roof over their head, clothes on their back, food in their stomach, utilities to keep themselves running, internet and TV. Go ahead. Tax the hell out of me for what all I could care. It won't bother me one damn bit. Then I got me some money on top of that to spend on things that I want. Hey, cool. I mean, I already get a phone from the government and it's paid for. I already have a house from the government and it's paid for. I already get TV from the government and it's paid for. I got food in my refrigerator and it's paid for. And I got plenty of food. I'm not sitting there scraping by and doing without a whole hell of a lot of stuff to eat the bare minimum. And then have people look at me with shame when I save for a couple months to buy chicken from Pizza Ranch and having to make an excuse for it. Or to buy a steak or two because, I haven't had a steak in 5 fucking years. Or maybe to buy some fresh freaking fruit for a change because I haven't had that in 10 years. Sure, us people on food stamps sometimes save our actual cash for months just to be able to afford something that's really, really good. Instead of dried and dehydrated and pre-packed and canned and frozen foods, TV dinners, and survival food. Because that's what we're living off out here. Because we can't afford to live off of anything else. You take a look at the list of what are the cheapest foods for a person to buy. They are burritos. They are freaking Jenny-O hot dogs. They are TV dinners. And people are living off of this stuff day after day. And another thing I found that's affordable for people like me is Augustin Farm emergency food buckets. $75, $10 more than what I was getting in food stamps for a whole month worth of food. When before I would have to spend $60 in my food stamps to buy what I needed from the store for my food and then add another $60 of my own money to be able to afford the rest of it. If I was lucky to be able to add that $60. 90% of the time I wasn't. I had to live off of whatever I got from the $60. Which meant a whole hell of a lot of freaking TV dinners and burritos. So excuse me if every once in a while people like me put some money away in the bank and we stock it away and we stock it away and we put $10 here and $5 there and whatever we could save so that 1 month out of the year or 2 months out of the year we could get up to maybe $50 to $100 in the account, and we go out and we buy steak and we buy lobster and we order from Pizza Ranch and we get ourselves a nice big freaking family-sized dinner just for ourselves from Pizza Ranch. But no, we don't deserve that. No matter how frugal we were, we don't deserve that. I think people who are out there buying this stuff, I think they deserve a reward for being frugal enough to afford it every once in a while. Instead of your fucking scorn. I also think this little piece of shit who left the comment on my video is nowhere near an American citizen. I don't know what the frack he is, but he sure in the hells isn't human. He's nothing but a wasted piece of crap. He can't even care about another human being's life. The only thing he cares, he don't even care if Kyle was innocent or guilty. He don't care about the facts. He don't give a crap about anything. The only thing he cares about is people that he doesn't think are worth the breath on earth are dead. Now, what kind of piece of shit is that? That ain't even human, let alone a patriot. That's nowhere close to human. And if you're that type of person, excuse me, stop calling yourself a patriot and stop calling yourself a human being. Because you are neither. A gorilla has more compassion than you do. A slug in the garden who shoots their little love darts at you has more compassion than you. An amoeba has more compassion than you. You are nothing. And you will be going to hell where you belong. And that's all I need to say about your piece of crap.